Welcome to the Tom Bernard Podcast with the Family with
co-host Catherine Brandt,
Alex Bernard Rasmussen,
Andy Brandt Bernard,
and two Hunyucks.
And if you hear a bunch of noise in the background, it's because Sage and Fun are in here.
that would be why.
and they're going to be here almost every single day. And second.
I have to give them a soccer ball to kick in the hallways.
I brought lots of activities for them to do. Starting Monday, they have to read 20 minutes a day and finish pages of their workbook. They've got stuff they're going to be doing.
All the fun stuff.
Homework.
All the stuff.
1 minute. I'm just kidding. 1 second.
1 second.
Okay. Well, the first story that popped up today for me
Mhm.
was head of violence interruption program in Twin Cities charged with stealing $150,000
There
in
you go.
employee wages.
Oh,
There
it's
you
never going
go.
to stop, ever.
It's never going to stop.
It seems like 3 times a week they come up with some sort of new fraud thing
Yep.
that happened here. Why?
Yep.
And then they just voted down having an oversight committee.
Oh, I know. Well, you can't have an oversight committee because then they can't.
Well, they
steal.
said it costs too much money to have an oversight
Yeah,
committee.
look at your mom. What a goofy background.
Oh, where are you
No,
today?
you're absolutely right. She's
Oh,
in
she's in
Mars.
space.
In
Space.
space.
Well, that's a lot of planets together.
There's a lot going
Where
on.
is this place?
There's a lot going on.
It's a space
condensed.
It's a space-sized fisheye lens.
Yes.
So we've talked about this for a long time on the show and with friends and all the rest of it. Everything is about money now. Everything out there is about money. You just gave me an example. Guy stole, was it a man or a woman? A guy, I think. isn't it?
Looks like it was a man
And he stole $150,000
in employee wages.
in employee wages.
So what he was
yeah.
supposed to be paying people for being on the streets,
Yes.
helping curb the crime problem in Minnesota, he took the money.
What's the guy's name?
I don't know, but I was very shocked to see it on the Star Tribune site.
Well, I
because
think we've all had enough.
They've actually been reporting on things that are very off-brand for them. I guess because they've had some national shaming because they haven't been reporting on things that should
They
be
have to.
important to a community. What did you ask? Because a community activist and spiritual leader.
Oh, spiritual leader. Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't think
Aren't
he's
we
very
all?
spiritual.
Aren't we all spiritual leaders?
Has been charged with stealing $150,000 in wages and illegally using $100,000 from county contracts to purchase office space in Brooklyn Park. Bishop Harding Smith.
Bishop.
Is his name Bishop or is he a bishop?
I guess you just never know these days.
It appears his name is Bishop.
His
Okay.
name is Bishop.
One count of
think.
felony theft by swindle and 1 count of felony wage theft in Hennepin County District Court. Doesn't mean that anything will happen to him
It's
because,
true.
yeah, Mary Moriarty doesn't really prosecute.
Unless he's a white guy. If he's a white guy,
No,
he'll
he's
get
not
brought-
white.
Oh, he's not white. Oh, then he's safe then. As long as you're not a white man now, you're pretty safe. If you're a white man, they'd all go after him like there's no
Well,
tomorrow.
I don't understand something. If he used the money to purchase a building for company use.
Yeah, isn't that like
But the
what?
charges claim that was not allowed under the county contracts. He wasn't supposed to do
He
that.
wasn't supposed to be doing that. It's interesting you started out with that story today because a couple of things have happened since we left the house.
Oh boy.
Imagine Dragons, you know that band Imagine Dragons?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Apparently now when they
Sage.
leave this, what?
Sage goes, yeah.
Yeah. Imagine Dragons, apparently yesterday when they left the stage, they had to make a huge point and bring out the Palestinian flag. Right.
Yeah.
And we know that's all to kiss ass and make money. That's the
course it
only
is.
reason they do it right there. Right. So
Dan Reynolds waves Palestinian flag during Milan concert after controversial Tel Aviv show.
oh God.
Oh, so they went to Tel Aviv
Oh, there
and their
you
moron followers got mad at them, so they had to suck up to them.
suck up to
Mhm.
them. Okay, so another thing has happened since because I posted on there. Why don't you just shut the hell up and play your music? I don't want to hear
I
your
know.
politics. I don't want to hear anything about it. Play it. I don't remember the Beatles coming out going, "You need to vote for who we want you to vote for." I
Well,
don't remember
mean,
that.
John Lennon probably would have if they
Well,
let him.
yeah, and Lennon probably would have. You're probably right about that. But in any case, so this just happened, because I posted that, and this just was posted on my X account.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Tom, running for governor is not a bad idea, a promotion's idea at best. And if you win, you'll do just fine. If you want to discuss how this could be an exciting 2-year promotion of Tom Bernard, let me know. I believe we could craft the proper script and coach you into the right things to say to both Dems and Republicans. Team up with a nice Latino woman for lieutenant governor. You could raise a bit of money to make you a threat. So now I've gotten about, I don't know, so far about 5 to 10 things, because I joked around about running for governor, because then I could just steal money like everybody else. One problem we got with me running for governor is I'm not a citizen of Minnesota.
Wow.
Oh,
And
yeah,
also,
that's-
I would have to move out of the country if you
Mm.
became
I was gonna say I would
governor.
I would be
I would
have to
leave
go far,
the-
far away.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be
I'd leave-
good.
I'd have to leave the country.
I'd write a book and get $5 million for it.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just telling you, people are sick to death of the bands and of the actors and of the San Antonio Spurs coach went on today and talked about what a horrible person Donald Trump is. Why would I care at all about
What's a
what the
spur
coach?
again?
That's a basketball.
Basketball. Oh, well, that's why.
San Antonio Spurs. Why would I care what you think, dope? Do I come on here and tell you what I think of every politician, blah, 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 unless they're a filthy pig?
Well, you have to remember, anybody in charge of something that is that big,
Yeah.
and basketball is so big
It is big, yeah.
that if they don't say the words, they get attacked by leaders
Oh, I
all the
suppose, yeah,
time.
I
I mean,
suppose.
they're expected to do certain things. Otherwise,
Right.
they're going to harm their brand, and then people won't buy tickets.
Yeah, I just, there was an idea on there also that said, Tom, I've heard you say many times that you like Democrats and you like Republicans, and you like centrists, but you can't stand the far left and the far right. That's the platform they wanted me to run on, that we are sick to death of extremist politics on both sides. Can we try to work shoulder to shoulder, try to work together? Is that a possibility?
Well, like we talked yesterday with two former political.
Yeah, one Republican, one
wh-
Democrat.
What were they though?
The House,
House-
members of the House.
Representatives.
Yeah,
Okay, everybody thinks that we're at some sort of tipping point.
we have to.
I
be.
hope we are.
And did we look that up? I'm pretty sure they're both in the House, weren't they?
Pat
Weren't
was. He
Pat
appears
was.
to not be anymore.
they? Yeah,
No,
they
he's
both
not.
quit, I think.
Oh, is Ryan also not?
I thought he
I
was
think he-
still
he was
something.
with
isn't he?
Ryan? Oh, yeah, he's also former. Yeah,
Yep.
they were
Former,
both state representatives.
State reps, yep. Two of the
Then-
nicest people you'd ever want to meet. One a Democrat, one a Republican. I think the world of both of them. They're both very, very smart. Can anybody stand up and say, I don't support this far left or this far right? I support Democrats, centrists, and Republicans. How about support everyone? Because it's a lot easier to work together then, but there's nowhere near as much money in it. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yes, that is the
Seems to
problem.
be.
I don't
And
know.
the next story that pops up from the Minneapolis Star Tribune:
Okay.
17 miles of Minneapolis streetlights are out from copper theft.
Copper theft. I saw that.
Yep.
Copper theft.
Don't. Get out of here.
Was he trying to get on the show?
The
Your mom
city is
doesn't want you on the show,
scrambling to
honey.
fix them. Well, won't they just steal it again?
She doesn't-
If they don't make it impossible to steal, then yes, someone will just steal it
They
again.
will.
That's funny because at the end of our little cul-de-sac when we lived in Edina,
Mhm.
there was you could tell that somebody was sawing into the street light.
Yes,
There's
exactly.
like a little square pulled out. I don't know if they just are looking to see if they can just grab it quick,
No, you can't just grab it like that.
or if
You have
that
to-
was just the
you
You have
start.
to cut it, but you have to cut it on two ends because otherwise the other end
Also,
is.
it was a pretty wide street. It was like,
Also,
8 to 10
cutting
inches around.
copper wire while it's energized is
That's
not a great idea.
Not a good plan.
But I mean, these people are also stealing copper wire to pay for drugs, so great ideas aren't really their forte.
Just
Okay.
do a lot. Shoot up and pull the wires.
Just take
what
some
they're
drug
doing.
that makes you immune to electricity. They exist in oblivion, so why not real life?
How many years did we go through people stealing car parts, including the trim on cars?
It happened to my neighbor when I lived in
It's
Crystal.
Unbelievable.
We caught it on a Ring camera. Someone jacked up our neighbor's car in their driveway, stole the catalytic converter, and drove away.
Oh, the catalytic converter.
That
Is
was
that
big,
still a
yeah.
thing? Are they still
was big.
doing that?
I don't know. I'm
Heard
assuming
about
so.
that in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it seems like
It's only like older cars. that
Yeah,
you
it's because
can
they used to have
take it
platinum in
and-
them or something,
Yeah.
or some valuable metal. I don't
And
know.
some cars are easy easy to take them.
Yeah, I guess they could
Yeah.
they could take the catalytic converter in about 7 minutes.
It took them no time at all.
Yeah, it was
Right.
really
Well, they don't have to.
accessible.
They don't have to detach it. They just have to hacksaw it off.
Yeah.
So
Unbelievable.
yeah.
Okay, Sagey and Fawn, one thing, when I said, Sage, your mom doesn't want you on the show, what I meant by that was she loves you dearly and you'd be great on the show, but she's just protecting you.
Yeah,
That's all
I don't
she's
need a
doing.
bunch of people knowing what you look like.
Right.
I know. I told Fawn today that she should do a YouTube channel or TikTok or whatever it is
But wear a mask.
about organization because she loves to organize.
does love
She
She
does
organized
love
our
to
entire
organize,
little
that's true.
drink refrigerator. She wanted
Wow.
to do it.
Yeah,
she
she loves
opened it up
organizing.
and got all of the new Olipop sodas
Yeah.
in there. She took it all out.
Yeah.
I'm like, but don't show your face. Just show what you're doing
Yeah, just the hands.
and have a fake name.
My kids are allowed to have social media when they can legally rent a car, which is at the age of 21.
How about this? If I do run for governor, become a citizen of Minnesota again, run for governor and win, I'm going to follow the Jackie Gleason lead of get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get out of the state. Get the hell out of here.
I can't imagine, especially in Minnesota, with the politics being so ridiculous,
Mhm.
that going and trying to talk to people and just having a reasonable debate and trying to pass
it's
things
tough.
that are
Very
reasonable,
tough.
it would just be a nightmare. I mean, unless you're pretty wildly left, I think you're going to get a lot of pushback on everything that
question
would
about
be
that.
mid-range.
There's no question about that at all.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Well, look, we sat at this table yesterday. Sage, you got to get off
You're not
camera.
going to be able to be in this. But you are. So stay away from this side of the table.
Yeah, you can't
or
be
you
on
can't be
camera.
in here. Well, then you need to have her come out
Why don't you just text her?
or
Or
text
wave
her.
a hand at me. He can't text me with
Call
what?
her, beat her if you want to reach her. If you want to page her, that's okay.
Who are you
It's okay.
talking about?
I'm talking
Sage
about
wants to tell me something. What, Sage?
Someone pushed me out of the ledge.
I saw that. You can talk
Mm.
to her about it. I have nothing to do with it.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Mom protecting your kids. That's a good thing. Protect your children.
She is
I-
not
they just- I'm-
protecting me. That's one thing she is not protecting me.
Oh,
No, she's not protecting
I'm
him.
not protecting.
She's-
You're
well,
not
she's
protecting
making you
us
deal
at
with,
all.
she's making you deal with your own stuff, which is
Yes.
actually protecting you.
Well,
Yeah.
while we're having child drama, why don't I announce this week's winner of the Jack's
Yay!
Cafe
great
Hey,
idea, great idea.
Jack's
Jack's
Cafe.
Cafe.
$100.
at Gulf, Minnesota 33. You
At
are the winner.
Golf,
Gulf, Minnesota 33. So if you're listening or anyone who knows you is listening, I can't DM you because you are not following the podcast account. But I did follow him. So if he follows me back, then I can DM him.
But is he? Does
Unless
he
I become
follow,
verified.
Does he follow Dad?
He does. So if you want to
Okay. Give me your
DM
phone.
him, yeah.
Here it is right
You've
here.
won.
Why don't we take a break while she's doing that and come back and give the results right after that? What do you think?
Not a bad idea.
We'll be
Lovely.
right back in a couple of minutes. From Bradshaw and Bryant, Michael Bryant. What's up, Allie?
Oh, not much. Doing my usual thing of telling people they shouldn't be texting and driving. In Minnesota, you can't have your phone in your hands. You can use, hands free, but you can't have your phone in your hands for whatever reason. And that's why they made the law the way they did, so that police officers could see a phone in your hand and you got no excuse for why you got it there.
Do people know that that's the law?
I hope so. I mean, they used to follow it, and then kind of COVID kind of made people forget. And now it's like a freewheeling world out there with cell phones.
Let's say you get pulled over because you do have a phone in your hand and you're not watching where you're going. You got to be in pretty big trouble then, I would guess.
Well, the first one's not as bad. It's the multiple ones, the problem. And once people start stacking them up, then they have a big problem. And then what we're doing in car accidents is we've started bringing motions for punitive damages, because I'm trying to use the civil law any way we can to stop this, because it needs to stop.
Whenever I'd had any problems in my life, who was that I called again? It was like an MB, something like that.
Bradshaw and Bryant.
Let's take a second to talk about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. As a business owner, you're always looking for opportunities to grow. And that's where North American Banking Company can help. Their business banking team offers tailored solutions, whether you're expanding your team, opening a new location, or upgrading equipment, because they're locally owned. Loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. And that means faster approvals and more flexibility to meet your needs, which is a good thing. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Visit nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, talking about how odd things have gotten, that everybody just has to wave Palestinian flags or that flag, or they've got to steal money from us. And everybody, it's just, it hasn't always been this way. There's always been the underling part of it, but this is just flagrant, right out in the open stealing from the taxpayers. It's just unbelievable to me, anyway. I did check something, Andy. You got to run this by because I think it's hilarious. Because still, every week we're picking up more and more listeners or viewers, right? And the show's doing really well. I checked the top 100 podcasts in the state of Minnesota. The top 100, 90 of them are sports shows.
I don't doubt it.
They are sports shows, and the other 10% are what?
Far left.
Correct.
Yeah.
Far left politics. So it's either sports, far left politics, talk shows like this. I don't even know where we come in or whatever. But look, I mean, as long as we got a lot of listeners, it doesn't matter to the advertisers. That's a good thing. But my God, I didn't know that people.
Oh, what about the Eagle Brook Church podcast? Apparently,
There are a couple of religious ones too.
That's a mega church.
It
Oh,
is?
is it?
What's
There's-
Eagle Brook?
It's.
Is that the one we used to drive by in Champlin, near Champlin?
I have no idea. It used to be small, and now it's humongous. Aaron's husband Jeff worked there for a while.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's the worship
Eagle Brook
pastor,
Church is in
and now
Maplewood.
there's a bunch of them.
Oh.
There's I don't even know
Wow,
how
that
many
is a big
campuses there are.
church.
Yeah, and that's one. And they have I don't even know how many Eagle.
Yeah, they have one in Woodbury. It looks like a high school.
There's one in White Bear Lake. There's one
Apple
in
Valley, Lino Lake, Anoka. They're doing pretty well. The biggest church in Minnesota, apparently.
Oh really? And then what is it? It's
Eagle
like,
Brook.
but I mean, what religion is it?
The Give
Born
Me Money
again, I
religion.
think.
Oh, is it a born?
It's Christian. I don't know what,
Well, what kind of Christian?
Baptist.
What's Baptist?
It's
Baptist in
Baptist.
Minnesota?
but it's not
Oh,
like
that's surprising.
Apparently.
it's not like it's
It's
that
not Southern Baptist. It's Baptist.
yeah, it's like that fun Christian. Like we sing top 40 songs and make
Oh, yeah.
make them about God and there's
Mhm.
light
Oh, that's what they do.
shows and there's it's a whole thing.
Well, that's a good thing, I suppose. Yeah, that surprised me though, a Baptist church being that big in the state of Minnesota, because there have always been Baptists here, but by far Lutheran was the lead
Yes.
Protestant religion.
And then Catholic.
And then Lutheran and Catholic were the two big
Well
ones.
below that would be Baptist. I wonder actually, Minnesota
Yeah.
Christian denominations. See if we can find a list. Here we go. Protestant, Catholic, Baptist is not even under other Christian.
Yeah, there
It's
you
not
go.
even under others in the other Christian tradition category. So
There you
yeah,
go.
not a lot of Baptists in Minnesota.
Did someone just come in the door? Is somebody out there, Seiji?
Somebody is out there.
Oh, they can
Oh.
tell them to come in if they want.
Come
That-
on
that'd be
in.
fun. Come on in.
I would assume that would be
Come on
Tommy
in.
Ryman.
There he
How
is.
are you? Come on
A
in.
chair for you.
Can you set up a
You said right there. Some
Yes.
headphones
Et
there.
cetera.
And set
Get
up
you
and
all
et
set
cetera.
up. We're just talking about you're from here.
Yeah.
Whoops. Wait a minute. Did something happen?
No, it's fine.
What's fine? So where'd you grow up?
Edina, Minnesota.
Oh, in Edina,
Southwest
okay.
Minneapolis.
Right, exactly. I grew up, born in Long Prairie, Minnesota, moved to North Minneapolis when I was 2.
Right.
So, the same neighborhood and all the rest of it. Well, I want to run something by you when we get you all set up
Sure.
because, and again, I have nothing against it. It's just I was kind of shocked that people have changed their views on what's important to them. We just found out. And how many different spots do they have, Andy? How many different churches?
It didn't say. I
They're
don't
all
think.
over.
It said that they have 25,000 weekly attendances.
Okay, so 25,000.
Campuses. Here we go. 14.
14 different campuses of the same church.
And it was founded in 1948 as a house Bible study group. So
Oh,
they've
really?
done a bit of growing since then.
You're a religious guy?
No, not really.
I'm not either.
Yeah,
I mean, God bless everybody. I guess it's just goodness or whatever. But we just found out just now that the largest by far church in the state of Minnesota is Baptist,
really.
which really shocks me.
But
Yeah.
It's not. Like I said, it's not like Baptist.
I
It's
thought
not
we-
Southern Baptist.
We were all Lutheran.
That's what exactly
Yeah.
what we said.
I was baptized Lutheran, then Then went to like a Catholic church for a while. Then got
There
a
you go.
job when I was 16. And I asked my dad. I was like, "Do we go to church?" He goes, "Nah." He goes, "Are you going to be good to other people?" And I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Like, you got it. You got the basics. You're good. You
Well,
can go
there
work
you
your
go.
bookstore job."
It's wonderful. Tommy Ryman in studio. What are you up to this weekend?
I'm at Comedy Club Laugh Camp this weekend. And,
Wonderful.
yeah, just running some new, working on my new hour. I filmed a special at Acme last
yeah.
November.
Love
nice.
Yeah.
Acme. It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
Great spot.
And then, do you know, Cy Amundsen, he
Oh,
directed
yeah,
the
Cy.
special. So
You let
Oh.
Cy direct anything you touched? My God, you're brave.
well, I've known Cy for years.
I have to.
We came up together, and it was kind of that competitive thing.
I
You know, you're
understand.
always going back and forth. But it was so I was just excited he wanted to be a
Yeah.
part of it because I just
Yep.
called him just to ask because he had directed some other specials. He's like, "Do you want me to do yours?" I was like, "Sure, let's do it."
Where does he live now?
He's in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Oh, he's
There it
moved
is.
all over the place,
How
hasn't
did he
he
end
has
up in
moved on.
Cincinnati?
I don't know if his wife's family has
Oh yeah.
Oh.
family there or what exactly.
because he
but
was here and then he moved to California like
yeah,
8
Yep.
years ago or something like
Yep.
that.
yeah, he was in LA
And
for a
then-
while.
Didn't he move to like Ohio or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he have a bunch of health stuff? I remember we
He did,
talked
yes.
about.
So it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there
Yes, he
anything
did.
between Ohio and California? I feel like there was. I don't know.
Maybe back in Minnesota for a while.
Yeah, we haven't talked to him in quite a while.
Yeah.
He's all busy and foreign now.
Yeah.
Busy and foreign.
Plus, Cy and I also went through a period of about 20 years where we were really good friends, laughing and joking, or we couldn't stand each other.
Right.
It's just up and down and up and down and up. And I don't even know where it is now, whether it's up or down, because I haven't seen him in years now.
Yeah. Well, he's doing good, and
Good.
his health
Glad to
is
hear it.
is doing well. He's been on
Good.
tour more too, which is good.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
No question about it. So you grew up in Edina.
Yep. That's where I spent my high school. Went to college at the University of Minnesota, and then I moved to LA for about
you did?
5
Okay.
years. I lived there from 2015 to 2020.
Are you an actor and a comedian?
I mean, I was a theater major.
Theater major.
I'm a
okay.
bad actor and then a comedian. That's
Okay.
basically.
How do you know you're bad though?
I've seen my stuff at acting. It's
There's a lot of bad actors out there.
right.
That's
So
true.
You're
Ex-
okay.
Yeah,
shame.
in all different kind of forms. But
You're in good.
no, I've
company.
I just filmed like a local commercial here that's
Oh, you did?
like so I had a commercial agent out in LA, did tons of auditions, got called back. Then I moved back here and then like did some show and some guys like, "You want to be in this?" Like didn't have to audition or anything.
there
I was
you
like,
go.
"That's how you do it."
That
This
is how you do it. Matter of fact, we just ran into a young couple in Wayzata.
Yeah, they both were actors.
They're both
Oh, yeah.
actors.
They did a
and-
lot of Chanhassen Dinner Theater
Oh, sure.
stuff, and
now they're
they're
moving to LA.
moving to Orange County, California,
Orange County, that's
because
right.
they're like the work is drying up here.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people say that there, then they'll say here. It's all
Yeah.
wherever you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
working, but
Yeah, wherever I am, there's no work.
Well, Tommy, we
Yeah.
talked about this with them, as a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, that I did voiceover for about 25 years, up until about, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, when I was accused of doing something horrible, so nobody would ever hire me again.
It's not.
But luckily for you, you don't have to do it like I did, because back when I was, how old are you?
42.
Oh God, you look a lot younger than me.
Thank you. There
That's
we
a,
go.
yeah, that's a good thing. But I was about, I suppose, 25 when I started doing it. And back then, if you did a commercial, it had to be recorded in LA or Chicago or New York
Mhm.
or Minneapolis or wherever it was recorded. You had to go there
Yep.
because there was no internet. I mean, it's a totally different deal now.
Yeah. They can grab anyone anywhere.
But yeah, that's exactly right. But yeah, I talked to them about that, and Minneapolis used to be definitely one of the biggest voiceover communities in the United States.
Lots of commercials were shot. were done
Lots
here,
of
yeah.
commercials were done here, no question about it. So I mean, it's great to do that business. Is it hard? Because you can do it from your house now if you want to, right?
Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
That's what they tell me anyway. But yeah, it's a great business. Well, first of all, being a comedian is great. Very stressful though, I suppose. I've asked a lot of them, because I have a lot of friends that are comedians.
Sure.
And I asked them, do you go through periods of several days in a row where you're just really after yourself and really looking down at what you do. Because I've noticed that about comedians and definitely voice actors. I'm doing really, really well, and I hate this now. I can't stand.
Yeah.
It's one of those deals.
Well, I mean, there's always ups and downs, and I'm always just trying to get. I've always had fun with it. Like I fell into it, and I was like, "This is great!" Like I'm
you
just
fell
telling
into it.
jokes.
Well,
Yeah,
that's good.
because I mean, I just went to like Acme open mic. I didn't know you could get hired. I didn't understand the whole concept, and then. I mean, there's just like frustrations, but it's like it just turned into a job. I was like, oh, this is part of the job part. It's not all fun at the comedy club, but I just try to make sure I'm trying different projects and then the industry changes like every 5 years.
It does,
my path used to be like, you got to get into a festival. You got to get like a half hour. Like I got on Last Comic Standing. That's when I got agents and managers and stuff that. And that was kind of the last of that. Now people just look at your reels. People are getting agents just on like, well, they got 500,000 followers, so they'll grab them, but then they're not necessarily that talented. It's really weird. So you just kind of have to make your own way. But I've been making a living for 10 years because I'll do comedy clubs. I'll do like private shows. I'll do like these performance art theaters across. And I've had good buddies like Swartzen brought me on the road earlier. Bamford, like the Minneapolis comedians that come out of here are good people too. So that keeps
Swartzen is a really good friend of the family.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I just love it. Well, we spent about a week with him.
Yeah,
in
we
Florida.
saw him a lot.
Yeah,
this year. I love Nick. He's a wonderful. His whole family, wonderful, wonderful people.
Yeah,
known him for a long, long time. But I tell you, the one thing I love about Nick, he's got the world by the seeds. I told him to come over to the house in Florida. We live on the 16th floor in a condominium.
Oh, nice.
And he will not ride on elevators.
No, he does not like elevators.
He doesn't drive either.
Nope. Just lifts.
Yeah, he walked up 16 floors.
What?
He walked up all 16
I didn't know he would. I mean,
floors.
this doesn't surprise me at all. But
well, you guys have known Nick since you were little kids.
Yeah, I don't even remember a time before.
Yeah,
before Nick Swartzen.
Yeah.
I just ran into him in Colorado because he's been on like a forever tour. He's just been going, and then he just filmed his special here or at First Ave. But so I messaged him. I was in Denver. He was at like Comedy Works. I was doing this other thing, but he's always been so nice. He was like, let's get breakfast.
Yep.
And the best part was, I've known him forever, but you forget that he's Nick, like a movie star. Because we wanted to go to this. He goes, this diner's really good. So we go in there, but it was really busy. And he goes, well, let's just go to the Four Seasons. And I was like, yeah, let's the Four Seasons. This is where I normally have breakfast, Nick.
A lot of that action.
Yeah, this makes sense. There's a piano player while I'm eating my omelet. Cool. Like,
what's amazing, and it probably happens to you as well, but we're sitting down. There's a place called, what the hell is it called? Mama Bella's.
Mama Bella's.
Mama Bella's, and Nick just loves Mama Bella's. It's a delicatessen.
Okay, yeah.
And we're sitting in there. I could not believe the number of particularly young women who recognized him.
Well, the young women would go up to him. Guys would walk.
Guys wouldn't.
Guys would walk by him and kind of give him the side glance. Like,
right.
I think that's, and then like do a little,
yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah, but the women will actually come up and say, "Are you Nick Swartzen?"
Yeah,
they do that a lot.
But he's been in everything. So he's got fans from all over. I mean, like Reno 911. But you're in a movie with Jennifer Aniston, you're going to get
absolutely
like the women will recognize you. But
right,
and just his specials are great. So, but yeah, it is fun. I mean, he doesn't get bombarded too much, but people will grab him for a photo and stuff like that.
He does when he's down in Florida, man. people in Florida just go nuts for him.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
But he's always good to him. I've never seen him like.
Yes.
Yep.
So
well, he's a great friend to have.
He knows where his bread is buttered.
Right? Yeah.
Is that what the deal is?
Where I'm like, get away. And they're like, who are you? I'm like, you should know me.
Give him the cross.
Yeah.
The whole deal. No question about it. Do you go through that? So at what age did you get into the business?
22, 21. Like I was just graduating college.
19 years ago.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you just graduated college. That's when you jumped right into it.
Yeah. It was my senior year. I was started to go to the open mic and then did that. Like, just started opening for different people and was house MC at Acme and stuff like that.
Was there one comedian that drove you toward doing comedy?
Well, Hedberg was my
Hedberg,
how I got into it. I had both his albums. I'd
Yeah.
memorized them, and he was the first comedian I saw live. Right, it was a year before he passed. It was in 2004. I still have the ticket stub.
Yeah.
And then and I got interviewed by like the paper when I started, and both his parents wrote me this really nice letter, just thanking me for mentioning their son. So yeah, Hedberg hands down. Swartzen though is one. Louis Anderson, literally all from Minnesota, which is also
Louis.
Crazy. But
He's another one. Louis would come to our house, and Louis, my mother loved Louis Anderson. They're both gone now, unfortunately, but they were really, really good friends. So I gotta go see Toots, Tom. Where are you gonna go see Toots? Like, yeah, we'll take you over to see Toots and all the rest of it. But I mean that's the other thing. Talking to Andy, our son, and Alex, our daughter, you guys don't know what life is like without comedians around.
Nope.
No.
They've been around your whole life, which
Sadly
is a good thing.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, but you put good ones around them. Primarily.
Yes.
You got to
That's
pick.
probably
You can't
true.
just surround them by all comedians.
I remember when we first started the podcast and we'd have comedians on every single Friday from Acme and the House of Comedy,
Sure.
back to back. So some of them,
It was horrible.
they were actually very nice people, but they looked like they were probably axe murderers and
Right.
on the side. And and we were doing it out of our house at the time.
Oh,
So
wow.
A couple times I'm like, and now they're hanging out.
Yeah, it was in
I
my
think we
living
need
room.
a studio. I mean, they were all just fine. But,
Yeah.
It's still
A lot
strangers
of
in your
them are-
house.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
a lot of them are like, I usually don't wake up until 2:00.
Yeah.
I'm never
Yeah,
up at 11. And I'm like,
Wow.
"Are you-"
11,
Yeah.
wow.
Yes. I'm like,
They're
"Mm."
stars.
Yeah.
We got to take a quick break, but before we go into break, I got to mention one thing. I'm like 33 years older than you.
Okay.
So back in the day, like I said, I got into voiceover, got into radio, got into all kinds of stuff. And then I thought, man, how about doing comedy? It's got to be great. I wonder if I should do comedy. And then I can't even say the name of the album, unfortunately, but That Big N Is Crazy came out. And I said, that's Richard Pryor's.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. It was his first big album.
Mhm.
And I listened to that and I said, there's no way I can do comedy. If this guy is in the show now, I don't want to go near comedy.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
He changed it forever.
Yeah.
And again, I'm still upset because I can't say the name of his first 3 albums, but
Right. That's all right.
but his acting, the whole deal.
Yeah. He's incredible.
Do you agree? And we can talk about this after the break. Comedians change the world. The tone, the voice of America, all the comedians do change it a lot, whether it's Bob Hope back in the day
Sure.
or Richard Pryor or the people we're talking about now. They do help. Maybe it's just there's some relief that maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. And it's just always commentary on what's going on. And that people are relating to that or feeling what they feel.
I think it's so. Yeah, I mean, I love what you guys do. I did think about being a comedian for 2 seconds, and then I realized, no, Richard Pryor. Nah, we're not. We're going to stay away from Richard Pryor.
There you go.
Love the guy to this day, though. I talked to him a couple of times. Never met him in person. Rain, his daughter, and his son, of course, Junior, would come on the show. They've been in the studio.
Oh, cool.
Really, really nice. I haven't talked to. Is Rain active still? His daughter?
I'm not sure.
God, I haven't heard a word from her in a long time.
Well, she's alive, so.
Oh, she is alive. How old
That's
is she now?
something.
She's only 55.
Well, she's 55. Yeah. Okay. And how old's Junior?
Let's see here.
Because he was just in studio a couple of years ago.
He is 62.
He's 62.
Wow.
Oh my God, this is going by way too fast.
It flies.
It does. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen, talk more about this. Let's take a second talking about my bank. That'd be North American Banking Company. As a business owner, you're always looking for opportunities to grow, and that's where North American Banking Company can help. Their business banking team offers tailored solutions, whether you're expanding your team, opening a new location, upgrading equipment, because they're locally owned. Loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities, which means faster approvals and more flexibility to meet your needs. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, why not bank with my friends at North American Banking Company? Visit nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser. You're listening to me. Your customers are listening to me, and they'll hear me promote your business. The Tom Bernard Podcast attracts thousands of listeners who are loyal, engaged, and ready to support businesses they trust. Our podcast has helped numerous businesses increase traffic, sales, and brand recognition. We're not just about ads, we're about results. Whether you're a local business or a national brand, we offer custom advertising packages designed to fit your unique needs and goals. Our audience spans multiple demographics, allowing you to target your ideal customers with precision, from millennials to baby boomers and everywhere in between. With the broad reach of the show and passionate following, your business will see increased visibility and awareness, translating into more customers and, of course, sales. Apparently we got into some sad news there. Why do you play that music on you?
I hit the button that says random.
Oh, just random.
It's up to the computer to
what I
choose
do.
what we play.
That's what I
Kinda
do all
sad,
day
but, you know,
long. Hit the button
It all
and
works out in the
random.
end. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy in studio. Now, where are you appearing again this weekend?
Laugh Camp
Laugh
in
Camp.
St. Paul Comedy Club.
How many spots are there now? Because for a while there were only a couple, but I know it's a lot more have opened, smaller clubs, some pretty good sized clubs.
I mean, your main ones are Acme, the House of Comedy in the mall, and then
Mhm.
Sisyphus Brewery is a really
Oh,
fun,
Sisyphus,
smaller
yeah.
space.
That's
That's
right.
about 90 seats. And then there's Comedy Corner Underground. That's kind of all comic run, and then Laugh Camp in St. Paul. That's the only one in St. Paul. And then about every brewery now.
Oh yeah,
starts
breweries
some type
are
of comedy.
Every single one.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
it's very saturated now. It's interesting to see, because there was the 80s boom, and now I don't know. I feel like it's somewhat like that where it's so much, but people can also go look. People are doing better research. They'll go find your stuff, or they'll know more who they're seeing sometimes. But
I love the idea of the whole thing. I mean, when Catherine and I look for movies to watch, generally, well, unless Fawn, are you in here? Oh, there you are. Unless Fawn's over, then we got to watch. What's the name of that movie again?
Wicked.
Wicked.
Oh,
yeah, you got to watch
Over
Wicked.
and over
Right?
It's only
and
3 hours
over.
long, so
yeah,
We watch bits and pieces of it.
Yeah.
that's what you. That's good. Just clips.
I
That's,
don't think I could make it through the whole 3 hours.
yeah,
3 hours long
It's too
and it's
long.
aimed at
It's true.
children.
Not
right?
and
long
that's
enough.
only
No,
part one,
no, it's
right?
not
Oh, it's
even
not
true.
really?
That's
Yeah.
only part one. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going
I
to be a
think
second
Only
only-
Good
part.
comes out in November.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 of them apparently.
3?
It's for there's 2.
I lied.
It's for musical theater nerds.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I
Yes,
suppose,
yes, it
yeah.
is.
I
It's
did.
great.
I know I saw it in London, and I did
Oh.
see the movie, but it was fine to me. I was like, all right, that was
Yeah.
Oh, the stage production. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it too, and I remember I hated. I don't remember which part it was. It was either part 1 or part 2. It was so boring and so bad. I hated it.
yeah.
Part 2 of what?
The stage production of Wicked.
Oh, there's many
I can't
parts?
remember. There's when you go to a
There's
play.
intermission.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, when
Act
you,
2.
I think it was
Act
like,
two.
I don't
Oh.
remember. I was like, oh my god, it's so preachy. I can't deal with
Yeah.
it.
Well, we were trying to get rush tickets to the Book of Mormon, and it was
Oh,
my
yeah.
last day in London. I just remember being uncomfortable in the seats because the theater, it was
Oh,
I
they're
was
all
almost like an
tiny?
old, they were just really
Yeah.
Yeah.
not comfortable. But
Yes.
yeah. And then I saw there was Harry Potter where you'd come back. That was 2 parts. So you came back the next night.
Like the
So-
cursed
Oh,
child.
gross.
Yeah. That was pretty good.
Cursed Child?
Yeah.
Is that a new
Yeah.
book?
No, it's a
It was the play.
Broadway
Why'd
production.
they call it
that
that?
they made. I don't because
Why didn't they call it Harry Potter and the Broadway production?
Yeah, they should have.
Right.
There you go.
Come on, get your branding on.
Yeah.
I got news from the chat.
Oh boy.
Okay.
If you would direct your attention to your screens. This just happened about 10 minutes ago, apparently.
Holy God!
Oh, where's that?
You got the
Lowry
screen in
Tunnel.
front
Is
of
it
you?
the Lowry?
Yeah.
Really?
Is
I
it a
don't know.
semi that's
Wrapped around the middle pillar? Yes.
Oh
Oh
my
my word!
God.
So
gracious.
apparently,
don't
take
go
the
that way.
No, do not take the Lowry Tunnel
Oh.
for quite some
Are
time.
they okay? That doesn't
Yeah.
look like they're
This
okay.
is the only news we have is that this happened, and
Oh,
apparently
wow.
it was
Hannah.
hauling ammunition. So
Oh God!
yeah,
Oh, that's not good.
stay
news.
far away
Wow.
for a while.
Yeah, don't
Wow.
go near there.
That's terrible.
But aren't you
Jeez.
supposed to be, by the time you get to the entrance of that tunnel, you're supposed to be doing no more than about 40, are you?
You're supposed
Well,
to.
how
I
even-
mean,
There's a lot of people that cut you off and stuff, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Well, he would have had to have jackknifed into
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
wall,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
he must have been either going way too fast or maybe he had to swerve to avoid something.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I don't know.
isn't ammunition a hazardous material?
Yeah, but when you're running ammunition, you want to get to the place as
Really?
fast as
You gotta get
possible.
there.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you
There
know.
you have it. In studio with Tommy Ryman, ladies and gentlemen, working. So how many weekends you work every weekend of the year?
Yeah, well, I just finished. This is kind of the end of the tour. I've been all over. I was in like Grand Rapids, Colorado,
Oh, yeah.
Portland, Chicago. I have this, and then my last one is Texas, and then I took 2 months off in the summer to get the special figured out, and then I'll do a more aggressive fall tour. But
And the specials where?
right now we have a deal with 800 Pound Gorilla releases.
Oh,
it.
yeah,
My
yeah.
last tour with a company called Dry Bar Comedy. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yep.
They do primarily clean comedy, and they were good. But this one, they did like Canaan special. Swartzen's got a special out with them, and then they have a good deal. Supposedly, they've been selling specials to Hulu, so that's what I want. I just
Oh,
want to get on
yeah.
one of the bigger,
That's not a
like
bad
the
thing.
platforms that my parents know. They're like Netflix, Hulu. So
I mean, you don't even have to talk about this if you don't want to, but I not having done stand-up comedy, I don't know how to answer this, but right now, if you look on any social media site or walk down the street, particularly in Minnesota, by the way, everybody is so pissed off at everybody else, and everybody's either far left or far right.
Right.
There's nobody in the middle anymore. How do you make those people laugh?
see, like my comedy is in the middle. And do you know Chad Daniels?
Oh, yeah.
too?
Yep.
He was really
Chad's
he's
a
really
great
good
guy.
about just addressing both sides. I really liked his last special where he was, and I feel like people are getting more to that because are just kind of tired of the back
Right,
and forth.
Right.
But my comedy is out. It's been observational and just more storytelling, goofy stuff. If I address like a topic, I'm too dumb to even,
You've
like
decided.
go there. So I try to have fun and make sure both sides or everybody can laugh at it. That's my main goal. Like I'm not,
Get everybody to laugh.
yeah, like
People need to laugh more, Tommy. They
Yeah.
really do. They're so mad at everybody. And by the way, I got to get this out of my head because now you mentioned his name. I got to get it out of my head. Every time I see Chad Daniels or talk to him on the phone or whatever, he mentions Acme. And years ago, he was talking to the owner, who's one of the great guys in the world, by the way.
yeah,
He's a really good guy. But he sat down and Chad said, do you think there's any way I could, get some headlining spots set up for the future? Long pause. Chad Daniel, headliner.
yeah.
That's
one of
one
the
of his
greatest-
favorite.
Yeah, the-
yeah.
One of the greatest
Famous
stories
quotes.
It is
ever.
really funny.
Yeah.
And now, of course, he is a hell of a headliner.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it all
yeah.
worked out in the end.
Yeah.
No, Chad does that's one thing I will tell you, honestly. Minnesotans have kicked out phenomenal amounts of stand-up comedians.
Yeah. No, it's almost bizarre because when I was coming up, then learning that everybody was from here, like even
Yeah.
like the first time I met Louis, I knew, of course,
Mhm.
and Swartzen, but yeah.
A lot of people came out of this market. There's no question. They do a really, really great job. I think if we ever did get away from going to comedy shows, it would be a huge mistake.
Yeah.
It really does help people, I think, at least release some tension of some kind by
Yeah.
laughing instead
Exactly.
of screaming at people. It's honest to God. We were talking about this morning. I hopped on X this morning, and the horrible things that people say about other politicians or other coaches or my God, they just rip them to shreds.
Yeah.
Why?
But they're all hiding in basement. Like, everybody
Yeah,
feels like
yeah,
they can say
yeah.
anything on the internet, but they
Yeah,
won't say it
do.
to your face. But
No, they won't. But is that necessary?
no, not
There
at
are
all.
people out there that I don't really care for, but I'm not going to go on social media and
No.
go, here's a guy I hate.
Yeah, spend your time uplifting people you like, and yeah, it's weird, but You won't get any of that at my Laugh Camp comedy show. There'll
See?
be jokes
Now you're
about
talking.
my dogs and parents and
Uh-oh.
stuff like that. Real wild,
You made a
heavy
huge
hidden
mistake.
topics. What did I do?
You just mentioned dogs, and now you're going to have to talk about it the rest of the time you're on the show because
Oh,
this family loves dogs.
All right, I got
got
two dogs right now: a Great Dane and a Boston Terrier.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's a weird mix. but-
Yeah. Does
A
one
Great
ride the other?
Dane?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I said I buy my animals so you can stack them. You gotta you can start with the big ones and
Saves
get
a lot
into
of room.
peer-
When
right?
you
Yeah,
stack,
like if you get them
absolutely.
saddles. So
Great
A
Dane.
Oh
Great
man,
Dane.
Fawn is obsessed with Great Danes. Every time
She's-
we see one out, my daughter, and every time we see one, she's like, "Look at it."
yeah,
Well, they are
No.
cool dogs, but the problem with them is everyone
Like,
knows
they
their
don't
lifespan
live
Yeah,
long.
is
7 to
just-
10.
It's just
Oh,
too
not a lot of time.
short.
That's
but
true.
I'm doing a lot of research and science in the I'm gonna make her live longer, hopefully. if
Well,
I-
you know, I'm guessing with
You can
all the
have-
stuff that you could do, they probably do live longer.
Right.
than Maybe
Yeah.
they get
she's
to 10.
smaller. Though she's only 115 because like the male Great Danes can be
Only.
180.
Oh, yeah.
Like so, and
Wow.
I actually that was kind of nice for my first Great Dane because I'm already like, wow, this was a lot. Like she like gallops in the backyard. Like it's just like a
Oh,
horse. I
good.
have a small horse
Yep.
Yes,
basically,
they are. They're a pony.
but they're sweet and
They
like
are a
and they
pony.
Oh, so
they don't need
sweet.
like a ton of exercise. And she yeah, she's
Do you
very
remember
chill.
Dimitri, the Great Dane?
From
Can
where?
we get more context?
yeah, where
From,
would I
More
know?
context.
from the barn where
Dimitri.
Vicky was,
Oh yeah,
the big black one.
yes.
God, he was the sweetest,
I know,
dumbest
they're so
Yeah.
sweet.
dog
Sweetest,
alive. He was
dumbest? That's nice.
constantly escaping and getting into scrapes. I mean,
Yeah.
if you would have had back in those days, I don't think they had the little cameras you could stick on the
Yeah,
dog. You
GoPro.
would,
Yeah,
would have. That would have been a
Yeah.
YouTube.
Put a GoPro on
Adventures-
there.
Yeah, you would
Yep.
have seen some interesting.
Yeah, because he was always coming back with some sort of slashed
Bloody,
shoulder. It's
yeah.
like, what are you
What?
doing out there, Dimitri?
That's amazing. Yeah.
Well, knowing Great Danes, probably just trying to squeeze through barbed wire or something.
Well, that's
actually,
probably true. But
Yeah.
he was so sweet.
Yes.
Patrick wants us to bring up your Lego collection.
Oh,
Oh,
here
yeah.
we go.
Boy.
Well, that's another hobby of mine. That kind of started in the pandemic. I built a Lego city in my basement, which was because I built like the modulars. So my wife at the time, she loved it. She was like, "This is what I wanted in my basement was
What
a
do you mean
giant
by
Lego
my
city."
wife at the time.
Well, my ex-wife.
Since
There
the
you go.
Legos.
Yeah.
Since the Lego.
We were.
yeah.
I was
That's the
nervous.
Legos.
Yeah, that was a millennial divorce because we share dog custody, and then we had to divide up a Lego city. And I was like, "How do you even do that?
Yeah.
Do we just smash it and everybody grabs the pieces
tough.
that they want?" But no, it worked out well.
So I want to hear about your collection. What's it all about? How did it start?
Well, Patrick says it's the largest collection of any comic in the world. I
That-
don't know if
well,
that's been verified
I
or
don't,
not.
yeah,
But
that may not be true, but no, I just I got into it in like 2011. Like I bought some set, and then because there's like they gear them towards adults now. Like there's like
They
a
sure do.
$1,000 Millennium Falcon.
oh, the
and
Millennium
they can
Falcon
get
one. Yep.
expensive.
yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
because it's plastic, but it's just something fun I like to do, and yeah.
Did you go out to Mall of America for Legoland, I suppose?
Well, that's where I shop, which is nice at the House of Comedy. I can run
Yeah, that's true.
instantly,
Let's go
spend
right
all the money I made in comedy on a
That's
weird
very true.
Simpsons set or something. But
No question about. I want to make a quick reference. Go backward to the dogs a little bit. In second grade, my classmates found out my father's last name was Bernard, so I was Saint Bernard,
okay, yeah.
Ooh,
and
that's
my
a
mother's
nice one.
last name was Dane, so I was Great Dane and Saint Bernard. That's where I came from, and that went on for about 3 years.
Those are respected dogs though. So
They're
if you're
big
gonna
dogs.
get, yeah,
That's- that is true.
it's not like Chihuahua Tom or something like that. That would have been
Chihuahua
rough,
Tom.
right?
Chihuahua Tom.
And Chihuahua Tom, yeah, that would not work out well at all. No question about it. But in any case, I just one thing I got to be honest with you. About 13, 14 years ago, or is it longer than that now, Catherine? We started this. Is it 14 years
It was
ago?
12,
it?
13. It'll be
Seems
13 in
longer.
August.
It seems longer. There you go. But it was amazing because I did a morning talk show here for 37
yeah.
years
Yeah.
and that whole deal. But I didn't know, and that's where it really started. Many, many years ago, maybe 20, 25, maybe even longer than that. I'm saying, why don't we get comedians? Oh, nobody brings comedians on. I said, what do you mean? We don't have comedians on. It just doesn't work. I said, what? It's one of the great. You ever watched the Johnny Carson show, Tonight Show? He has comedians on there. I think it'd be a good. I literally was criticized roundly for having comedians on my morning show and then this podcast.
That's crazy because that's all it is now. It's, I mean, like that's the morning radio wants and podcasts. So because we're the best guests to have, comedians.
Oh, there's any question about that.
Yeah,
and I'm very serious about that.
Yeah,
like, you go to something like for Memorial Day last week, we had a guy who played taps, standing right by that door.
Oh.
And if you didn't tear up, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Well, and he teared up about the whole thing. He's been doing it for years and years. He's still very emotional about it. It's really cool. Yeah, he volunteers his time.
Well, yeah, if your each time is spent going to military funerals, I'm assuming you probably get some emotions going.
Travels around 4 states to do so. And,
yeah, he says I think he goes to South Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa or something like that.
Yeah,
because there's so few of them. It's like sometimes he'll get called and it'll be like, oh, it's a 10-hour drive, and he's like, sure, I'll do it.
Wow.
So I can go play taps for 30 seconds.
Wow.
By the way, we had a bet at the very beginning of the show that the kids would be quiet until they went in the other room, and then they'd start making noise. They have to talk. They cannot sit there for an hour and not talk.
They're 9
little
and
kids.
almost 7.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're little kids.
They did their crafts.
They did.
And now they have to go run around.
Yeah.
They were quiet for almost an hour.
They were
proud of myself for being quiet when I came in.
You did.
I didn't know
Thank
what
you
was
for that
like.
as well.
And then I felt like I scared you guys. Like they're like, is somebody in here?
We'll have them bring in a bag of Legos for you next time.
Yeah,
So
we
something
have
to do.
we have a lot of Lego at our house.
We have Mega Blocks
Lego.
because our kid's 3. So
those are good.
My kids never liked those really.
He's not super into them. Every so often he'll play with them, but yeah, he's more into like trains and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
He likes machines.
This minute that Sage could get the 1,000-piece
Lego
movable
set?
tiger thing, he was like all in.
Whoa.
Yeah, what's the Lego version of like the movable? It's like you can make robots out of
like
it.
Technic.
That's it. Yeah, he's gonna. I think Ethan is gonna get into Technic in probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, the 3-in-1 Lego thing is like the best thing for kids that could have ever happened because what is happening?
My best friend, he brought his
What are you doing? What's that on your face?
tattoo.
Tattoos.
Wow.
Oh, you're tattooing one
Fawn
another.
gave herself a mustache tattoo.
Oh my God.
They were only gone for 5 minutes. Came back with tattoos.
Exactly.
This is wild.
Come back with tattoos. But to kind of re-reference just a little bit though, when I did demand that we have comedians on the KQ morning show back in the day, it changed my career forever. Had the highest rated morning show in America because of that, because we had comedians in, which meant, of course, a lot of phenomenal actors do comedy on the side, and they would all come in the studio, and to be around those people, I mean, it was I don't know why people didn't figure that out before.
No, you'd think it's an easy.
You'd think
makes sense.
And now, of course, the other thing about it is I also got lucky going after it for so many years because I learned how to interview comedians.
Well, I think the problem in the 80s and 90s was that having comedians got in the way of playing toilet flush sound effects.
Right.
And clown horn sound effects.
Yeah, that's probably true.
The real morning that they want.
The morning zoo,
Yeah.
Because that was all anyone wanted to do. They wanted to be wacky and zany. And I mean, comedians, people think of them as being always on.
Right.
But it's more like they're always off until they get on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For most of them, I find. Sometimes we'd have people in, and of course they would just be on all the time.
Yeah.
Could be 8 o'clock in the morning, could be 5 o'clock at night, wouldn't matter. But a lot of them, they're just like, I'm not on stage right now. I'm conserving my energy for the show up ahead.
Yeah. But interviewing, because some of them want to be led into bits if they want to tell their stories. Some of them just want to chat and think, they'll chime in and be funny.
We found most don't want to be led into bits.
Yeah.
I would say probably 80% actually actively dislike that.
Yeah. It can be difficult when if Tom's like, so you got dogs? I'm like, well, yeah, by the way, this sounds set up. It's like that Byron Allen show where he'll just, when they're all sitting and then he'll lead you right into bit after bit.
See, that's brilliant. That's a very, very smart thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm getting all these things popping into my head. Now, Gilbert Gottfried, last time he came in, I think he was wearing a tutu, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
Remember that?
Recall that.
Yeah.
You don't recall that, Andy?
I don't remember.
He was
that.
wearing a tutu, and it was kind of sad because he's been dead for a while now, has he not?
I think so. It's
Yeah, he
over.
died.
He
5.
died 3 years ago.
3
now.
years
Wow.
ago.
When was he last on our show? I can
About-
find out quick.
It was not long before he died.
I don't think it was terribly, no.
It was seriously but he was the nicest guy in the world. But you could tell by looking at him the angst in his heart and head.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was very, very tough to handle, no question about it. But I considered myself to be very, very lucky because they at first they said, no, comedians don't work on the radio. You got to look at a comedian to think they're funny. I said, no, a lot of comedians have albums. I don't know if you know that or not.
That's audio.
The audio, the whole deal, but it finally broke through. So honest to God, everybody in the world was on that show.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
Well, I mean,
that
that's
whole
what
thing.
I came up listening to. That was what we listened to on my school bus. Was your show,
really?
like the KQ show, and then I
Really?
did it a long
Inappropriate.
time ago.
Yeah.
Bus
It was a cool
driver.
bus driver. His name was Mike. He had a tattoo on his arm.
Oh, there you go.
It was that
There
And
you
guy.
that we were like junior high. I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, I loved it. Like that's like
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
as a, sometimes there'd be things said that I was like, I probably shouldn't hear this, but
Well,
That's
there
all
is
right.
that probably is true, but I mean, I consider myself to be very, very lucky about that whole situation because
Yeah.
finally Dave Hamilton was a program director. He said, you know what, you're right. Because we had a couple of people in, and I mean, because of that, I've met just about everybody I've ever wanted to meet.
yeah, I assume, yeah.
They all came through. I got a hug and a kiss on the cheek from Jane Fonda once. So
What?
I mean, it doesn't stack up to Catherine.
Of course
in any way,
not.
shape, or
Yeah.
form. Oh, look at Alex looking at it, trying to stir up trouble.
No, she just rolled her eyes.
Yeah.
So
I told you she came in there. Here's Catherine.
I know your proudest moment in your life is being hugged by Jane Fonda, the whore.
Okay, it's
No.
not.
I'm
But
kidding, kidding.
The only reason I bring that up
I don't
is
care.
that- Yeah, I know you don't.
I
But
think
it's
you
a
guys
big
are
story.
doing okay.
It tells all the time.
Okay.
All the
the
time.
whole
We
situation.
got a hot tip from the chat.
Okay.
Tommy may know about this already, but does Sage know about Brickit, the app?
Oh, Rebrick it?
Is it Rebrickit?
Rebrickable.
We
know that
Trevor
app.
says it's called Brickit.
Okay,
but
we know about Rebrickable.
You just
and that-
take a picture of a pile of Lego bricks, and it tells you what you can build with it.
Okay, brick it. We've
Brick
done
it.
Rebrickable where you just put the number of the Lego set and it shows you all these
No,
other
apparently
things that
you can
build.
just take a picture of a pile of Lego bricks and figures and such, and it'll say, "Here's what you can build with it."
Well,
That's
So,
cool.
hey, there
that's
you go.
really cool
It
because he
is.
doesn't he's never, I think that's why he didn't like the Mega blocks and Duplo and stuff because he likes to follow instructions.
When Mega
like-
Blocks, it's just like you can build a rectangle,
Yeah,
or
like
you can
if I
build a
just give him a
square.
pile of Lego, he's like, "What do you want me? I don't know."
Yeah,
Yeah, he likes.
I
those
was like
little-
that too.
Yeah.
I had that.
Creative.
I
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
that tub, and I had the table. I remember the Lego
Yes.
table
Yeah,
thing.
the Lego
Mhm.
table.
And I didn't use it that often because I was just kind of like I just place them and be like, this isn't really shaping up to be anything. So I'm just gonna go play Mega Man X.
Okay, brick it.
There you go. Yeah.
Here we go.
It was called Brickit, or it is
It's
called
called
Brickit.
Brickit.
It's called
Apparently,
Brickit.
yeah, he linked to it. Yeah, it is literally just called Brickit. So there you
All
go.
right, good to know. Thank you.
Mhm.
Excellent. We'll take a break. Be right back in 2 minutes. Right after this, more with Tommy Ryman.
Dealers try to create an extreme sense of urgency. Does anybody really buy it?
We gotta sell 100 cars by Saturday to get the boss off the roof. Or, I mean, you'll never see these rebates again. And oh, yeah, your trade will never be worth more.
Really? I asked Jim Paul from Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Valley GMC in Hastings his thoughts.
I don't even know what to say. I hope folks are smarter than that.
Has there really ever been a time when it was urgent?
Probably not, but this tariff environment might be a first. Valley has several hundred pre-tariff units on the ground. Who knows what's going to happen with the tariffs, but these are really safe buys. Going forward, Valley's committed to make whatever the situation is as painless as possible, like we've always done.
Where can we find you then?
Get them pre-tariff. Hurry, hurry, hurry. When they're gone, they're gone. And man,
At a Valley store in Apple Valley or Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Certainly not on a roof.
Let us on a Friday talk about Jack's, one of my favorite, probably my favorite restaurant in the state of Minnesota. Matter of fact, we should go over there for lunch today. So,
Why don't we take this opportunity to mention the winner again of
Yes,
last
we
week's
can
drawing?
mention that again.
Good idea.
As I pull it up because I don't remember. Golf Minnesota 33 is the winner of this week.
And I looked for him and could not find him.
It's literally just
So-
Golf Minnesota 33.
Is it the word Minnesota?
Minnesota spelled out, yes.
Ah, I tried MN and MINN. Not
Oh,
thinking
you know,
it
it's
would
actually
be.
spelled all the way out. So,
Okay,
yes.
All the
I'll
way out.
look
If you're
for him
listening,
again.
she's going to try to DM you now.
There you go. Family owned since 1933. Jack's a great restaurant. Original Minneapolis steakhouse, a place to celebrate and create memories. Over 90 years it's been there. I've been lucky enough to know 3 generations of that 90 years, so that's cool. Just minutes from Target Field for a pre or post game meal. Perfect prime rib if you're into that. Serving steaks, chops, and fresh seafood. You can even net your own trout from Jack's Garden Stream and have it prepared for you minutes later. You can enjoy happy hour in the bar and on award-winning patio Wednesday through Sunday. Private party rooms from 25 to 275 people, perfect for weddings, groom's dinner, business dinners, or all celebrations. Weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. Jack's, the godfather of Northeast. What? Oh, the kids making a little noise out there.
Very loud.
They're laughing very loud.
Dude,
I'm
Chat-
interested to see what face tattoos
Right.
Here they are.
Oh, there they go.
Okay.
There you go.
Eh,
My tats.
I said mustache.
Oh, mustache. I think you said my tats. Okay.
No.
What were you saying, Andy?
The chat said they like hearing the laughter of children. So
See?
there you go.
Yeah, well, yes.
You're
laughter
welcome.
Good to go.
What are
I'm sure
they,
Tommy
crazy?
Ryman likes
See?
hearing laughter.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing. No question
Yeah, you
about
can hear
it.
the laughter of children, and then you can hear the laughter of adults tonight.
Yeah.
Where are you again?
Laugh Camp in St. Paul.
Laugh Camp in
Laugh
St.
Camp
Paul.
in St. Paul.
I just love the fact that it's all over the place. So many great places to do comedy. It must be great for you guys because there are all these open sets. I mean, you move all around the Twin Cities, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like doing short spots, especially now that I've got the special recorded. I'm just trying to write new material,
Mhm.
so it's really nice to be in Minneapolis and then bounce around to give different spots. But for my bigger shows, it's hard because like Acme's always like my big show, and then I try to space them because it's hard to get everybody to come out multiple times. So, but
God, Catherine, who was that we went to see? It was at Acme, and there was a guy that was just raging drunk in the front row.
oh no,
All the time.
Oh, he-
Anyone.
All of the shows.
Literally.
Yeah, all of the
All
shows.
the
And
shows.
this
Every
guy was
show
like-
ever.
I can't remember. He's a very, very famous comedian from New York, but I can't remember which guy it is, so I don't want to start throwing it. But what's funny is this guy's, you're not funny, blah, blah. And the comedian would lean over and look at me like, Tom.
Oh, you're talking about Andy Kindler?
Andy Kindler, that's exactly who it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was. How did you know that, Andy?
Because I've heard this story a couple dozen times.
Well, that's probably true.
Mhm.
But honest to God, I was sitting there. It was Fitz and me. We're sitting
Yes.
there. Fitz is about 6'6", weighs about 320.
okay, wow,
He's a very large guy.
yeah,
So this guy, they finally did kick him out.
yeah,
But then he went out to the exit and stood there and bitched at people.
no, man.
Yeah, Andy Kindler. I haven't seen Andy in a while. Have you seen Andy?
I haven't. I just chatted with him, but I don't know if he's touring at all anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I know he's in California, and the last time I saw him, he had filmed the movie, but I haven't seen much of him doing shows.
Great guy.
Oh yeah, he used to come because he would do the Montreal State of the Union speech for that, and then he would always go the week before that at Acme to prep for it. So I've known Andy for a while, but yeah,
Great guy.
it is weird when people all of a sudden they'll just kind of disappear. I know like the pandemic did like that kind of changed stuff for comics and touring, but
Well, I know in 2020, his brother and sister died, I think.
Oh, that's
Okay.
right.
And
Yeah.
that really, like,
Yep.
he hasn't done a lot since then.
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened.
Yeah,
Well, and you can't get away from Bobby Slayton now because he's on every Skechers commercial.
right.
He's doing all the Skechers stuff.
Yeah,
That guy, what a piece of work. Every show I ever saw Bobby Slayton do, somebody got up and walked out.
oh wow,
Every time.
I can imagine that.
I think it's rather funny, actually,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth. But
That's great.
no, the whole thing that what I really like about it all is that we now, after all these years, have such a great story about comedy in Minnesota, because it's not just in the Twin Cities. I mean, you have several university campuses around the state, and I mean, comedy does very. People, I've had some comedians tell me the Minnesota audiences are their favorite audience.
Yeah. Well, I mean, tons of comics come just to film their special there. Segura filmed a special here. Rory Scovel was just out here filming. I mean, it's David Spade filmed one, like Gaffigan, like everybody, like we do have good, like laughers. When I started here, when I left, you would almost be spoiled here because you'd be like, "Oh, I'm killing it," and then you'd be like, "Oh, this joke," then you got to figure out how to make the joke work in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and like that kind of thing. But so we're lucky.
What did Jim Gaffigan say to you the first time you met him, Andy?
Not the first time you met him.
No, it was when we went to see him in
backstage.
Yeah, he gave me a poster.
He wrote on the poster.
It said, "Congratulations on getting out of prison." Or
that's what it was.
Like
and you were what at the time, like 20 years old or something?
Probably. Yeah. I was in high school.
Yeah, you were still
like
in
a long time ago.
Senior in high school.
Yeah, we went with that guy you were dating.
Yeah, Tom.
Tom. Yeah, there you go. I don't. Yeah, that was a very long time ago.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even remember it, Tom. So that'll show you.
He's very tall and skinny.
Tall, skinny guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Excellent.
Well, why don't we take a very, very quick break, come back and wrap things up, because I'm sure you got a lot more to do than just sit here schmoozing with me.
I do. A busy guy.
They are very busy.
Got gardening to do and stuff.
Absolutely.
Mowing.
We'll be right back in just 1 minute. Hey, local business owners, you want to get your name in front of the Tom Bernard podcast audience? We're hosting a summer online auction in a couple of weeks, and it's the perfect way for you to get involved. Just provide a product, service, or gift card, and we'll put it up for auction to our listeners and viewers. If your item sells, you'll receive trade advertising equal to the full retail value of what was sold. That means more exposure for your business without spending a dime out of pocket, just trading items for advertising. It's easy. It's fun. It's a win-win for everyone. To get more information, visit our website and click on the Advertise With Us button, and we'll get back to you. Don't miss out. Join the Tom Bernard online summer auction today.
I said, sisters, if you only knew, you would wish you were in my
Well, Tommy, I'm glad you made it in today. It's wonderful.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
I don't think we have ever met before. Have
Don't interrupt Tommy while he's singing.
I did the KQ a long time ago, over 10, and then I feel like maybe this, but it's a bit over 10 years, like
10
a long
years.
time ago. It's been since I've been doing press, but.
So I'm glad you're not sick of me anymore. So you're willing to come back.
No, yeah, and I'd love to come back too when I've got an official release date for the special.
Oh, please do.
And then,
Yeah.
and we can see how Sai's directing went, but I think he did a killer job. So I think it's going to look good.
I like Sai. I haven't seen Sai in a long time because, again, he doesn't live here anymore, so you don't see him that much anymore.
Yeah.
It's one of those kind of deals. But hey, just in the last 5 years, we talked about they're having
the
fun.
children.
They
They're
like
ready.
it. They like it.
Sounds like the release of prisoners in the yard.
Yeah.
So they just interrupt. So I won't even talk about the sadness of losing several of our comedians that checked out over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been way, way too
Yeah.
late.
No, Louis was tough.
No question. That was
Yeah.
very, very difficult. One of the great stories. Oh, God, this guy used to come in. Who was this? He had a friend, a comedian, great guy. He was bigger than Louis was.
Oh, Scott Hansen.
Scott Hansen.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Louis, one of the last times we talked to him, he said he went on tour with Scott Hansen. They were driving from city to city.
Oh, wow.
And Scott Hansen came and said, Louis goes, he came up to the room and he told me, Louis, I bought 24 donuts. You want some? He goes, why don't the donuts? I'm gonna just get the hell out of here with your donuts. Yeah. And so Scott Hansen leaves, and about 20 minutes later, Louis is brushing his teeth. He looks out the window, and Scott's down in the car eating donuts.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Tommy Ryman, great having you in, but please do come back. When
Yeah, I would
everything
love
starts
to.
popping and you're releasing things, it's great to have you in studio.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Reminds me of this was before.